WTNB Football Friday. Brian Russell, along with Chris Woods and Danny Bradley. Gentlemen, week 2 is in the books, and we had some very good games today.
Tonight was tonight a couple of good games. Cleveland at home, Walker Valley on the road, and we got to see both of them. And Chris, 2 great games, 2 different results, one happy, one not so happy.
Yeah, we saw I guess the tides turn for two different local teams this week. We saw one team pick up their first victory, and one team unfortunately pick up their first loss of the season.
Yeah, Cleveland finally got on the board with a win, and Walker Valley lost a heartbreaker at East Hamilton. But we'll get to those highlights in a second. Right now, let's go to the WTNB Football Friday scoreboard presented by Ed Jacobs and Associates. And you will see Walker Valley losing that heartbreaker at East Hamilton, 19-13. The Hurricanes come out on top. They handed the Mustangs their first loss of the year. Cleveland able to get their first win, and a district win at that, 23-21 over McMinn County. Ray County traveled to White County and won 41-7. Soddy Daisy traveled to Ottawa and just ran into a buzzsaw. The Owls 40-0. Ottawa's definitely for real this year. Always a strong program. Hickson goes to Tyner and beats Tyner 14-7. And then Copper Basin, probably one of the biggest upsets of this week, going to Silverdale, long trip, and winning 34-21. So that's the WTNB Football Friday scoreboard right there. Tell you what, guys, why don't we go ahead and take a short break, and when we come back, we'll get into our first game of the night, which was Cleveland hosting McMinn County, and we'll have all those highlights for you next here on WTNB Football Friday.
Hello, my name is Andy Figglestar with Ed Jacobs and Associates. We are an employee benefit and insurance broker in business for the past 20 years. The new healthcare law, also known as Obamacare, has finally arrived. The new law is complex and choices are confusing. You have questions, we have the answers. It is our passion to find cost-effective solutions for every client. Let our knowledge, experience, and passion go to work for you. Contact us today and let us assist you through this process.
My name is Dr. Gary Wojcik. Here at the Wojcik Center for Orthopedic Care, we specialize in general orthopedics, sports medicine, and workman's compensation injuries. I have over 17 years of experience in the field of orthopedic surgery. At the Wojcik Center for Orthopedic Care, our staff is top-notch. Not only are they talented professionals in the medical field, they are dedicated to their families and our local community. Our family loves to help your family stay on the move.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
Cleveland Tire Center is ready to help you in any way that it can. We're one of the largest Bridgestone and Firestone tire dealers in the area, and we have plenty of other brands for you to choose from. Our loyal mechanics have been with us for years, and each one works to ensure that you receive the timely performance you need. If you're looking for quality hometown service, then you found the right place. Save yourself some valuable time and money by doing the right thing the first time and stopping by our service center.
And welcome back to WTNB's Football Friday. Danny Bradley along with Brian Russell and Chris Woods. And before we get into Football Friday night action that we have here to talk about Cleveland, let's look at the scores once more from tonight's games around the way. Walker Valley at East Hamilton losing tonight in a close one, 19-13. We'll have some shots of that game a little bit later. McMinn County against Cleveland, and Cleveland picking up their first win of the year, 23-21, and a great ball game that we'll have here in just a moment. Ray County winners over White County, 41-7. The Ottawa Owls, 40-0 shellacking of Soddy Daisy. Hickson, a 14-7 winner over Tyner, and Copper Basin upending Silverdale tonight, 34-21. And these scores brought to you by Ed Jacobs and Associates. So, guys, talking about that Cleveland game, both of you were there. Chris, why don't you take us into it?
What a great game, too, to watch live. Great football atmosphere tonight. Unfortunately for Cleveland, T.J. Parker has a broken toe, so he's out for about 2 weeks, it seems. But they did get Raekwon Bunyan back tonight, and oh, did he come back.
Yes, he did.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the highlights from the game tonight. Beautiful, beautiful night at Benny Monroe Stadium. Lots of rain in the area tonight, but man, did it cool things off until the game started happening. Here we go. Raekwon takes the first of 2 big carries to start the game that got the crowd pumped up. I know the PA announcer was certainly pumped up about his return.
Yes, he was.
We see Massey step back here. We got a long pass, slightly underthrown, but the receiver picks it up here. Goodwin makes a good adjustment. And then we see Raekwon go in for the score in the first quarter to put the home team up 7-0.
Yeah, that was a great catch by Goodwin. And then on the first play from scrimmage from McMinn County, you're going to see DJ Kimpson scamper 72 yards, puts the game tied there 7-7 with 7:19 in the first quarter. McMinn would then kick off. Cleveland gets the ball back. You see a nice 37-yard kickoff return all the way out to the 47-yard line by Anthony Boynton. And then from there you would see Cleveland try to do something, but they couldn't. They had to punt, but were able to pin McMinn back on their 15-yard line. So McMinn comes back on their second possession, and pass is tipped right there and intercepted by Cleveland. Great interception there. And then Cleveland, on their third possession, you see right there is that, I believe that's Rod Denard.
Yep. Great pass by Massey there.
Yep. Showing that he's not only a good basketball player, Denard is, but also a great football player. And then
Raekwon Bunyan breaking loose again for another touchdown.
58 yards.
Second of 3 for the night there for him.
Yeah, that was 58 yards. That put Cleveland up 14-7. And then 10:37 in the second quarter, McMinn would get the ball back. And you see trying to get something going. Great defense there by Cleveland.
Yeah, that's part of 2 back-to-back really great plays by number 21, Eric Goodwin there.
Yeah, and you see the tip pass right there for McMinn. Unable to do anything, but right here, number 11 all night long for McMinn was Corbin Powers. I mean, he was tough to bring down. He did a great job scrambling. And there you're going to see, again, number 23, DJ Kimpson, take it all the way down to the 5, and then he'll take in his second touchdown of the night from 6 yards in, and actually tie the game at 14-14. Cleveland then tried to get something going, but pass down there incomplete. They would have to end up punting. Here's where the tide kind of turned. McMinn trying to just get something going at the end of the half. The pitch falls in the end zone. He falls on it for safety. Cleveland goes up 16-14. And then McMinn County would get the ball back with about 7.8 seconds left. They were going to try a play, but they turned it over on downs. Cleveland would get the ball back and try to do anything, but that is how the half pretty much ended. You'll see right here. And that's pretty much how the first half ended. And Cleveland just run a draw out to play. But Raekwon Bunyan, what a game. What a welcome back party for him. I think Cleveland Definitely once they get T.J. Parker back, they're going to have a dangerous 1-2 combination. There's the interception at the end of the half. McMinn would try to run out. A little bit of fireworks there at the end of the half.
Yeah, there were some fireworks. This play right here, actually, Rod Denard, actually great hustle, coming all the way down the field to tackle McMinn right at the end of the half.
Yeah, we saw him coming. I said, Rod's going to catch him. And sure enough, he did. Then we'll go to the second half. Really not much happening in the third quarter. There was really no scoring, so we're going to go ahead and jump straight to the fourth quarter. Jay McIntyre for Cleveland, big pass interception right there.
Yeah, we see Raekwon running in once again.
Yep.
For Cleveland.
Yep, that was
his third touchdown of the night.
Yeah, 15-yard touchdown run at 6:35 in the fourth quarter. And then McMinn County would try to answer. You see right down 23-14. Again, great rollout pass by number 11. And you'll see McMinn County come down here trying to get something. I mean, he fakes probably 5 guys out on this play.
Well, he faked me out 2 or 3 more, 2 or 3 times during the game too, where I'm looking down at the receivers and I see, he faked the pitch, faked the throw, then ran around 20 yards and picked up 5.
Yeah, and then Kimsey goes in from 6 yards to make it 23-21 Cleveland. McMinn would kick it deep. And this was the backbreaker right there. 3rd and long, and Cleveland able to.
Yeah, that's 3rd and 15 at the end of the game, and Raekwon picks up a great first down to run it out. Let's hear from
1-0 in the district. Modern day, this year's version of the playoffs, you need victories. District victories will help us if we get into a situation down the road like last year where it was a tie. So it was just important for our football team and our staff to get a victory. I mean, it was 3 touchdowns, huge effort. Ran angry, ran physical, protected the football, and it's just so good to see a guy to battle through some adversity and to be able to do that, in particularly Raekwon, because I mean that's a big moment for him to battle through what he's battled through and to come back and to help his teammates win this football game.
And you see there, Coach Crawford talking about, it's nice to pick up the first district win there against McMinn County. Couple shout-outs. Let's go ahead and get these out of the way early. Raekwon Bunyan playing his first game. Don't know if a lot of people know this, but back in May, he was kind of given a choice where he could have surgery and would end his football career because he is a senior, or he could choose to go ahead and play. He chose to go ahead and play this year, and wow. Welcome back, Raekwon Bunyan. I tell you what, when Cleveland gets T.J. Parker back healthy, that is going to be a dangerous 1-2 combination. Austin Massey starting to look a little more comfortable at quarterback. And Eric Goodwin, great game at receiver. You got some shout-outs for the O-line.
Oh, yeah. I want to do a shout-out for the entire offensive line. In that first half, when Raekwon was running wild, especially even the first 2 running plays of the game, when they were just, already playing some smash mouth football, and I think Coach Crawford talked about that too. He was happy with that. So I want to do a shout out for Jonathan Cassano, Corin Kennedy, John Gaithier, Andrew Lowe, and John Smalley. Those guys did a phenomenal job. And another unsung hero is the punter. Yes. I mean, there was some hang time on those punts tonight.
Yeah.
So we need to have a shout out for Zach Lee today. I believe he had 5 punts, and the hang time on those punts tonight was phenomenal, and it actually backed McMinn County up quite a few times tonight.
He almost took out the drone at one point. We actually got to see the drone tonight.
I think one person who purchased the drone wouldn't be too happy about it.
No, I don't think Mr. Jones would like that. But yeah, Zach Lee, I mean, great job punting. Almost every kick was a spiral. Like you said, pin McMinn County down. You can see it start to come together for the Raiders. You see the defense starting to play a little bit better. Had their struggles a little bit tonight. First play from scrimmage, kid goes 58 yards or 72 yards. But you can see they kind of tightened it down there in the third quarter.
Yeah, and the defense they really settled down after that first big play. We saw them get turnovers, force a safety also late in the first half. So there were a number of plays today by the defense. They caused turnovers. Instead of turning the ball over, Cleveland caused turnovers. The running game was there tonight. Put less pressure on Austin Massey. We saw them the last few games. They got down, had to throw the ball a lot, maybe, going out of their game plan.
Sure.
And really, I think Massey managed the game well, and with Raekwon running the way he did tonight, certainly helped.
It looked like Cleveland found the right combination tonight, and hopefully they'll keep it going because it doesn't get any easier for them next week.
No, it certainly doesn't. They go to Wilson Central, who is always a powerhouse in the state. But I'm telling you, T.J. Parker, Raekwon Bunyan in the backfield. Then you got Rod Denard at wide receiver. You've got, some other guys, Robert Anderson, Eric Goodwin, Massey at quarterback. They're going to be a dangerous team as we go throughout this year.
Well, we knew that they had a tough schedule to start with. They opened with McCallie, then this game here, of course, and then next week. But once they get into the heart of the schedule from the standpoint of the district, Cleveland, they're going to be one of the teams that are possibly the team to challenge Ooltewah, because right now, Ooltewah with their shellacking tonight of Soddy Daisy, it's clear Ooltewah is at the top of the pecking order, number one. And right now, there's not a close number two. No. Cleveland's trying to make that move to say, okay, here we come. So we'll see.
Let's look at Cleveland's schedule here for a minute. Opened at McCallie, okay, tough game right there, private school. Hosted Cookeville, pretty good program. McMinn County tonight gets the win. Okay, now they go on the road to Wilson Central. Then they get a little bit, I'll say a break. Nothing against Soddy, but Soddy's not Wilson Central and they're not McCallie. Then they host Knoxville West. And we know about Knoxville West. All those Knoxville teams are powerhouses. Then next week, East Hamilton. Then at Bradley, which is always an emotional cross-town rivalry game. Walker Valley, which is another emotional game, and Ooltewah. Yeah. So there's not a lot of breathing room for these Blue Raiders.
There's not, but as we saw tonight, they did lose T.J. Parker for a couple weeks, get Brett back, Raekwon Bunyan from injury. As they start to get players back, both on the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball, they're only going to get better as the weeks go along.
And keep people from getting hurt. Remember, with the starting of the season, they had 5 starters out on defense. They went to a new defense, learning a new defensive scheme. You have to learn yours as well as the person beside you. It's starting to come together for Cleveland, and I think they can do it. It's just they've got to decide that that's what they want.
And you never want injuries to happen to your team, but I think the good part about this as the season goes along is that Coach Crawford is going to have a lot of young guys that have a game experience, and there's going to be more depth. Eventually, this is going to build more depth because he's going to have some of the younger guys gain experience. I know we talked about there's a lot of seniors on this team, a lot of big play seniors on this team, but there's a lot of younger guys that have had to play because some of the veterans have been out because of injury. So as the year goes along, they're going to have more and more people that they trust to go in the game because they played 3, 4, 5 big games at the beginning of the season. Once the veterans even come back. Right.
And Coach Crawford, 116-54 overall. This isn't his first rodeo. He knows how to run a football program, 15-9 in the last 2 years. So, he'll get the Blue Raiders, Ray, a big win. Congratulations to Cleveland getting your first win of the season. A huge district win over McMinn County. Way to go, Blue Raiders. Your fans should be proud. Yeah, if we had helmet stickers, we'd be giving them to the whole offensive line. But I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit about the Walker Valley East Hamilton game. Well, we'll talk a lot about it, actually, and we'll have the highlights. So stay with us on WTNB Football Friday.
East West Media is not the area's largest billboard company. They do, however, have the area's best billboard locations and most creative advertising ideas. If you need new customers in Bradley, McMinn, or North Hamilton County, you should give them a call and talk about what is important to your business.
My name is Dr. Gary Wojcik. Here at the Wojcik Center for Orthopedic Care, we specialize in general orthopedics, sports medicine, and workman's compensation injuries. I have over 17 years of experience in the field of orthopedic surgery. At the Wojtek Center for Orthopedic Care, our staff is top-notch. Not only are they talented professionals in the medical field, they are dedicated to their families and our local community. Our family loves to help your family stay on the move.
Cleveland Tire Center is ready to help you in any way that it can. We're one of the largest Bridgestone and Firestone tire dealers in the area, and we have plenty of other brands for you to choose from. Our loyal mechanics have been with us for years, and each one works to ensure that you receive the timely performance you need. If you're looking for quality hometown service, then you found the right place. Save yourself some valuable time and money by doing the right thing the first time and stopping by our service center.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
For over 25 years, Ed Jacobs and Associates has been treating each of our clients like business partners. Finding the right insurance for your employees shouldn't be that complicated or expensive. Receiving quality financial advice for you and your business should be even easier. We treat each client with respect and integrity and handle your situation as if it was our own. Call me today for your own free consultation.
Welcome back to Football Friday, along with Brian Russell and Danny Bradley. I'm Chris Woods. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Ed Jacobs and Associates scoreboard for this evening's games. Walker Valley, we're going to talk about them in just a minute. Walker Valley 13, a tough contest against East Hamilton 19. McMinn County 21, Cleveland 23. Ray County 41, White County 7. Soddy Daisy 0, Ooltewah 40. Certainly want to spend a little time talking about that later. Ooltewah's on a roll so far. Hickson 14, Tyner 7, and then Copper Basin 34, Silverdale 21, which I know if you'd asked us at the beginning of the week, none of us would have picked that game correctly.
No, none of us did, in fact. So let's just be honest. We all took Silverdale. So, well, let's talk a little bit while we're getting the highlights in order and everything. Okay. Chris and I kind of hogged that last segment because we were at the Cleveland game, but
that's fine.
You were at the Walker Valley game tonight at East Hamilton. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about what we can expect to see in the highlights.
Well, one thing, it was a back and forth game. A good struggle. Last year was a 56-35 East Hamilton.
Yeah.
I mean, high scoring game. Mm-hmm. Walker Valley hung close, but then East Hamilton opened it up late in the game. Tonight, it was back and forth. Walker Valley started with a 3-0 lead. East Hamilton come back to score a touchdown, 6-3. Point after was blocked. And then it just stayed nip and tuck throughout. Halftime, it was tied, 6-6 at the half. Walker Valley comes back, scores, stayed in the lead for most of the third quarter, fourth quarter. East Hamilton scored a touchdown, and then halfback pass, unexpected, wide open receiver. Defense fell asleep. East Hamilton went up, and that was it. Walker Valley, we've got the highlights here in a little bit we'll talk about and show you back at home, but Walker Valley drove the length of the field, under 2 minutes to go, 2-minute offense, little dink and dunks out of bounds. A couple of 15-yard penalties against East Hamilton, and Walker Valley last gasp in the end zone, intercepted, and East Hamilton with the win. Can't take it away from them. East Hamilton did win the ball game, but it's heartbreaking. Yeah, and heartbreaking from Walker Valley's standpoint, because Walker Valley, I'm not going to say they dominated the game, but in every facet, I think Walker Valley beat East Hamilton. Sloppy field, horrible field conditions at East Hamilton. The field did not drain very well. There was puddles all over the place, and all on the sidelines it was complete mud. Both teams had some turnovers. Both teams had some problems with the snap situation in the shotgun. Interceptions, block punts, block point after. I mean, we had it all but a safety, and you got that one in the Cleveland game.
Yeah, we did get that in the Cleveland game. At the beginning of the Cleveland game, we talked about, possibly the field conditions coming into play, and really they didn't, except for that safety, and I wouldn't even say that was a field conditions.
No,
the field looked pretty good.
Yeah, Raider Field.
I know the band didn't go on afterwards, but so when you told us that, I was kind of surprised. You sure maybe the grounds crew didn't wet that thing down a little bit, the way Walker Valley's offense, likes to speed the game up.
Well, that was talking about that at one point in time. Walker Valley was, trying their best to move the ball quickly. There were a couple of, and I don't want to say, there were a couple of questionable calls. There was one time where it was a delay of game called against Walker Valley. Now think about that. Okay. The official was standing over the ball. Official was standing over the ball, checking something, and finally blows his whistle, backs off, and the next thing, here comes the flags for a delay of game. Yeah. That might be the only delay of game Walker Valley gets intentionally or unintentionally.
Right.
But
Well, let's talk about real quick, because there may be some people that aren't familiar with East Hamilton as much as we are from you and I, especially have seen them play last year. Their offensive line, folks, I would say averages 300 pounds, because they have 2 or 3 guys that are 300, and the other guys are 220, 240. So I'll average for the offensive line probably 300. This is not a small.
No, this is not your average
4 on defense or offensive line. No. And Walker Valley, as we'll see in the highlights, granted some of their guys are big, but I think from what I've heard from you and seeing the score, their offensive line and defensive line played an excellent game to keep the score. You're holding East Hamilton to 19 points when you gave up 56.
Yeah, they did. The very first play of the game, Ben Clark come off the defensive end and stood the running back up. Walker Valley's defensive line, like I said, Ben Clark, Wilford Trail, Reed Jacobs, all of them did a fantastic job throughout most of the night in stopping the run. There were a couple of times where East Hamilton would get a little bit of momentum, then Walker Valley would clamp down and stop. They only yes, they won the game. They scored 19 points. Big difference, like we said last year, 56.
Yeah, I think that's the most surprising thing for me is not that it was a 6-point game one way or the other. It was the total points scored in the game.
Yeah, if you would have told me 19-13, I was like, no way.
I would have said that was the score after the first quarter.
Yeah, exactly.
I think when we talked about this game earlier this week, too, is that we all were kind of on the fence who would win this game, right? Mm-hmm. We really thought it could go either way, even though it was at East Hamilton, because of, the offense picking up this year for Walker Valley. I would have thought between the two teams that one team may score, 32 points. Not that there would be a total of 32 points in the game. That's what really surprised me.
Yeah, well, you talked about the Cleveland offensive line a little bit earlier. Very similar to Walker Valley and Cleveland offensive line. They're not going to overpower you from the sheer size and bulk of that offensive line, but the scheme and the way they take directions. Mm-hmm. Cleveland and Walker Valley, very similar on that offensive line. Tonight, Walker Valley, they were playing nose guard, 300 pounds. A couple of defensive ends at 6'5", 6'6", 220, 230. Walker Valley warmed down. Alex King inside, Avery Jones, some nice runs. Josh Jones with some nice runs. That's what Walker Valley is going to have to do. They're not going to be necessarily a big strike, like one play, 7 yards, and here we go. They're going to be the 10, 11, 12 plays in 2.5 minutes.
Right.
Quickly moving the ball. Tried that tonight against East Hamilton, and got down a couple of times and made a couple of field goals. Had one field goal that was blocked. So close and so many little things that.
Do you think that the ball being wet tonight, just all the rain that we got earlier today? I mean, one thing. So I graduated from Purdue. Proud to say it. But we had a high-powered offense, basketball and grass, when Drew Brees was there. When it came to adverse conditions, even if the ball was wet at all, right? Even if it rained earlier, the field was muddy, football's wet. Their running plays were kind of like Walker Valley. Walker Valley will throw the little bubble screen out to the wide receiver as a run play, pick up 5 or 6 yards. But when the weather turned bad, or and it got to later in the year, whether rain or snow, the offense kind of took a dip a little bit because of those conditions. Do you think going forward that that we'll see some adjustments there, maybe not as fast paced, or as the weather turns?
I'd like to say yes. That was Walker, but it was for both sides.
Yeah.
Same thing with East Hamilton as was for Walker Valley. Now, yes, perfect weather conditions. The offense predicates that would be ideal, but it's just making sure you've got to the basics, doing the basics. Time in and time out is what Walker Valley is going to have to do. I don't think you'll see a slowdown in the offense. I think you'll see a play every 12, 13 seconds. It kept East Hamilton on their toes. East Hamilton's defense couldn't when they had the 300-pound nose guard, he was either out there or it was a dead play where he would try to, hurry up and get off the field. But for the most part, Walker Valley, I'm not necessarily going to say imposed their will tonight because they lost, but they imposed their offense. I mean, Walker Valley, they did what Coach Ryan, I believe, had the game plan set up. Yes, East Hamilton did some things, took a couple of things away. Ball was wet. Ball was a little bit heavier because it was wet, a little bit slick. But for the most part, Walker Valley kept those in check. They didn't have many turnovers from that standpoint, not like East Hamilton.
Yeah.
East Hamilton had some bad turnovers that was forced by a good Walker Valley defense.
That's surprising because we're in the third game of the year. A team like East Hamilton, who's more experienced, you'd think would be cutting back on those turnovers. So I think a little credit goes to Walker Valley defense forcing those turnovers. First of all, I'm sorry, I was just shocked that you graduated from Purdue. I wasn't aware that you actually graduated, but Walker Valley and Cleveland kind of in the same boat as very experienced teams this year. You mentioned the number of seniors on Cleveland. Walker Valley, if my math is correct, and we know math is not my strong point, but 19 seniors this year, very strong junior class, 11 juniors, 28 sophomores, and 21 freshmen. So Cleveland, Walker Valley, going to be good, not only this year, but in the next 2 and 3 years together. And I think next year Walker Valley finds a way to overcome, some of the mistakes tonight and beats East Hamilton.
Well, this would have been the time for the East Hamilton.
Yeah.
They're 0-2. This is the first district game as well. You talked about the Cleveland. This is first district game for East Hamilton and Walker Valley. So Walker Valley right out of the gate 0-1.
Right.
So, but yeah, East Hamilton coming off the big loss last week, 38-6, I believe it was, to Dobbins Bennett, and then opened up the year. White County, I believe, or whoever it was, lost that game. So they were 0-2, staring down until 4:27 or whatever to go in the ball game. They were looking at a 0-3 start.
Right.
And then here comes.
Just so we're clear here too, we talked about last week, and there was some complaints made by us on the panel here that Walker Valley gets down in games, right?
Yeah. Who scored
and they
first?
win. Who scored first in this game?
Walker Valley scored first.
Walker Valley scored first.
And
Forget
lost.
what we said. Go back to being down
Let
14
the other team
points,
score first.
10 points.
Hey.
If that's your game plan, I know Danny is fine with it.
Hey, if I'm Coach Ryan, I'm going to say, refs, we're going to start this game off 7-0, if that's okay with you. We'll just start down and give us the ball.
I don't know about 7-0.
Okay, 3-0. They give us the ball, we'll spot you 3 points.
Tell you what, best player tonight, East Hamilton, the kicker, the kicking game. Field position, played it big.
Yeah, the field goal kicker or the punter?
Well, both.
The
guy kicking off, every one was in the end zone. One of them was out of the end zone. And so, Walker Valley didn't get a chance back there with King, and Avery to try to run them back. Never got a chance to run one back.
And that makes a big difference.
It does in high school, especially.
Special teams are a huge part of high school football.
Yeah, and they're probably it's like the unsung hero sometimes of high school football. Not a lot of people talk about the punter, not a lot of people talk about the kicker. However, when you get the teams that are as close as Walker Valley and East Hamilton, Cleveland tonight, I guess McMinn County, the kickers really made the difference in field position and field goals.
Yeah. I was trying to find his name, but unfortunately on our list we just have the classes. We don't have their positions, but maybe we'll have that for you in the highlights. Maybe we can figure out who it was. I tell you what, let's go ahead and take a break. And when we come back on WTNB Football Friday, presented by Ed Jacobs and Associates, we'll go back to our scoreboard, and then we'll get those Walker Valley East Hamilton highlights. We've done enough talking. You want to see some football. That'll be coming back here in a few minutes. Stay with us on WTNB Football Friday.
You should be eating tacos at Monterey's. Oh, you can eat chips and salsa. Salsa.
The salsa's too spicy.
It's not spicy enough. Daily specials, delicious fajitas, fresh cooked food, family atmosphere, family. Yeah! Enjoy happy hour from 3 to close. You'll be so happy. Monterey's, 'cause I said so.
Hello, my name is Andy Figglestar with Ed Jacobs and Associates. We are an employee benefit and insurance broker in business for the past 20 years. The new healthcare law, also known as Obamacare, has finally arrived. The new law is complex and choices are confusing. You have questions, we have the answers. It is our passion to find cost-effective solutions for every client. Let our knowledge, experience, and passion go to work for you. Contact us today and let us assist you through this process.
My name is Dr. Gary Wojcik. Here at the Wojcik Center for Orthopedic Care, we specialize in general orthopedics, sports medicine, and workman's compensation injuries. I have over 17 years of experience in the field of orthopedic surgery. At the Wojcik Center for Orthopedic Care, our staff is top-notch. Not only are they talented professionals in the medical field, they are dedicated to their families and our local community. Our family loves to help your family stay on the move.
Cleveland Tire Center is ready to help you in any way that it can. We're one of the largest Bridgestone and Firestone tire dealers in the area, and we have plenty of other brands for you to choose from. Our loyal mechanics have been with us for years, and each one works to ensure that you receive the timely performance you need. If you're looking for quality hometown service, then you found the right place. Save yourself some valuable time and money by doing the right thing the first time and stopping by our service center.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
East West Media is not the area's largest billboard company. They do, however, have the area's best billboard locations and most creative advertising ideas. If you need new customers in Bradley, McMinn, or North Hamilton County, you should give them a call and talk about what is important to your business.
Oh my goodness! I'm so sorry! It's okay. Check this out.
In case you accidentally need us.
Hi there. Are you from my insurance company? No, but I am from Gilbert's Collision Center, where we work with all insurance agencies to fix your vehicle in a snap. Oh, snap! If you find yourself in this situation, Gilbert's Collision Center will always be here in case you accidentally need us.
Hello, I'm Brent Winters at the Mattress and Furniture Expo, and I am a local owner. We specialize in mattresses and upholstery furniture, as well as we have a variety of bedroom groups, anywhere from $400 to $1,000. You can get a mighty fine mattress that's going to give you great support. And so we like to talk about shoes and mattresses. If you're not on your feet wearing a good pair of shoes, you're probably on a sofa or on your mattress, so you want support.
For over 25 years, Ed Jacobson Associates has been treating each of our clients like business partners. Finding the right insurance for your employees shouldn't be that complicated or expensive. Receiving quality financial advice for you and your business should be even easier. We treat each client with respect and integrity and handle your situation as if it was our own. Call me today for your own free consultation.
My name is Eric Lasea, and I am the new owner of The Spot, downtown Cleveland, Tennessee. We're located downtown Cleveland, right off Ocoee Street. We're here from Monday through Friday, 11 to 7, and on Saturday, 11 to 4. The Spot holds a lot of Cleveland tradition. It's Cleveland's first restaurant. It's been here since 1937. We're the place that hits the spot. That's what we're here to do. You know, we're hit the spot in your soul and in your stomach as well.
I'm Terry Forshee, owner and pharmacist at Cherokee Pharmacy right here in Cleveland, Tennessee and in Dalton, Georgia. At Cherokee Pharmacy, we really want to be your pharmacy. We want to be what you need us to be. We believe that from our coffee shop to our uniforms to our lifestyle teaching program, everything that we do is with you, the patient, in mind. We're here for your health and to make your life as full as we can as a part of it.
Well, I'm Zach Gates. I'm from Cleveland, Tennessee. I'm married to Heather Gates. We're both the owners of Lasser's Coffee and Tea, and we've been here for about 2 years. We're open Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., and Saturday, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. And Sundays, we like to take that as a day of rest. We're closed all day. We are a franchise. I'm locally owned, born and raised here in Cleveland. There's only 4 other stores, 5 total. We just get to know people one drink at a time.
Welcome back to WTNB Football Friday, along with Danny Bradley and Brian Russell.
Did you almost forget our names?
I almost forgot his name. Actually, I almost forgot my own name, and then I totally screwed your names up. I'm Chris Woods. Let's go ahead and take a look at the scores
Purdue
before I
graduate.
screw anything else up.
Purdue graduate right here.
These scores brought to you by Ed Jacobson Associates. Walker Valley 13. East Hamilton 19, those highlights coming up in just a second. McMinn County 21, Cleveland 23. Great game to be at this evening. Cleveland pulled it out. Ray County 41, White County 7. Soddy Daisy 0. Ottawa still rolling with the score of 40 points tonight. Hickson 14, Tyner 7. And then the surprise of the night, Copper Basin 34, Silverdale 21.
Yeah, that was a big surprise. I picked Silverdale to begin with, but for Copper Basin to win by that much, I don't know, it's going to be interesting to see in the papers exactly what happened on that one.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
Well, I'll tell you what, we've teased you enough. Let's go ahead and roll the Walker Valley at East Hamilton highlights. And Danny, why don't you go ahead and take us through those highlights that our great photographer Robert shot for us.
All righty, well, there's Coach Ryan on the sideline getting the Mustangs pumped up. And again, the visiting crowd for Walker Valley out in numbers, outnumbered the home crowd again. So the Hurricanes coming off first 0-2 start, and you see right there the Hurricanes stomped on their first play, and the next play for Walker Valley, Avery Jones up the middle, coach talking to the players. It was a back and forth battle in the first quarter.
Yeah, very low scoring first half. I believe it was 6-6 at halftime.
Yep.
Right there, you'll see for East Hamilton, that's number 14, Kendall Henderson, taking in for the touchdown.
I see Coach Ryan there looking on as Walker Valley trailing 3-6 as the touchdown by East Hamilton, and the point after was blocked. Josh Jones under harassment and incomplete pass. Back come the Hurricanes, but the defense lights it up for Walker Valley.
Yeah, that's Hunter Newport, Eldridge Johnson, and Grayson Roundtree for Walker Valley all in on the tackle.
Like I said, tonight, great night for Walker Valley defense. There's a pickoff by Kirkendall and set up Walker Valley. Nice position, couldn't do anything with it.
And then you'll see Matt Militant, a good punt return right here, taking it down deep into Walker Valley territory.
And that's where we ended at halftime, 6-6, Walker Valley, East Hamilton. The crazies from Walker Valley start the second half action, and East Hamilton trying to move the ball up the field. And
there's that man, Matt Militant, again.
So Walker Valley attempting a field goal. It's blocked by East Hamilton. I told you, we saw a little bit of everything tonight.
Yeah, and then you see another pass intercepted there by Eldridge Johnson.
So great job. Like I said, the quarterback for East Hamilton was under complete pressure all night long by that defense, Walker Valley. Little short pass from Josh Jones to Alex King, and then taking it inside for the touchdown.
I believe was that Avery Jones?
33, Alex
33,
King.
Alex King, I'm sorry. Yeah, Alex King takes it in. And then right here you see good pressure by Kirkendall right up in the quarterback's face. Broken up there.
Great pass deflection.
Yeah.
Josh Jones, a little play out in the flat, and East Hamilton read that one. Here's a block kick, and this was the big play of the night for East Hamilton. Block the punt and then run it back for a touchdown. And that right there, that was the straw that broke the camel's back, if you will.
Or the Mustang's back.
Yeah, that set up the final play here, the go-ahead play, which was the halfback pass.
Right. That was the number 1, Tracy Thompson.
For Walker Valley, Josh Jones trying to come back, keeping the clock stopped, and then all of a sudden a block in the back.
Don't hit him!
Big hit.
So 15-yard roughing the passer penalty. Jones comes up again, a completed pass over the middle, and Walker Valley, time running down. Last second here, Jones goes to the corner, the end zone, and it's intercepted by East Hamilton to secure the win. Final score, East Hamilton Hurricanes 19, Walker Valley Mustangs 13. And I believe we've got some words from head coach Glenn Ryan.
One good day of practice, or waiting for coach to jump on you. You can't do that. We got to come out and we got to go from the get-go, okay? You know, we let one get away. You know, our defense played great except for the one reverse pass, and we had a breakdown right there. But, you know, we had opportunities to put this game away, and we didn't do it. And, you know, we got to go back and fix things right there and be able to make plays when they count and be able to assault teams away instead of just letting them hang. And, you know, it's one of those things that, you know, we got to get better at that and get over this hump.
Man, just watching those highlights, I mean, you couldn't go wrong with either game that we had highlights of tonight. We were at the Cleveland game. You covered the Walker Valley game. We had it all tonight. That highlight, big hits, punt block, kick block. We had interceptions.
Yep.
In the Cleveland game, you had safeties. You had a, first play on the offensive side, 78 yards.
Yeah, drones
flying
flying around.
Drones.
You can't beat it.
Yeah, it was fireworks at both games for sure.
Yeah.
Not being at the Walker Valley game, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems where kind of the game went south for them was in the kicking game.
Yeah,
the block field goal, the block punt.
Yep.
Momentum shifters right there.
And they were. And the blocked field goal would have, given us, obviously, Walker Valley 3 more points. Mm-hmm. But then the block punt deep in their own territory, it's one of those things where, it's the small things, making sure you pin that block down, follow through with it completely.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, why don't we go ahead and take another short break, and when we come back, we'll quickly wrap up week 2. We'll go into talk about some week 3. We got some interesting matchups. Not mashups,
No,
matchups.
could have some mashups.
Could. And so stay with us on WTNB Football Friday.
Cleveland Tire Center is ready to help you in any way that it can. We're one of the largest Bridgestone and Firestone tire dealers in the area, and we have plenty of other brands for you to choose from. Our loyal mechanics have been with us for years, and each one works to ensure that you receive the timely performance you need. If you're looking for quality hometown service, then you found the right place. Save yourself some valuable time and money by doing the right thing the first time and stopping by our service center.
For over 25 years, Ed Jacobs and Associates has been treating each of our clients like business partners. Finding the right insurance for your employees shouldn't be that complicated or expensive. Receiving quality financial advice for you and your business should be even easier. We treat each client with respect and integrity and handle your situation as if it was our own. Call me today for your own free consultation.
My name is Dr. Gary Wojcik. Here at the Wojcik Center for Orthopedic Care, we specialize in general orthopedics, sports medicine, and workman's compensation injuries. I have over 17 years of experience in the field of orthopedic surgery. At the Wojcik Center for Orthopedic Care, our staff is top-notch. Not only are they talented professionals in the medical field, they are dedicated to their families and our local community. Our family loves to help your family stay on the move.
Welcome back to WTNB Football Friday. Brian Russell alongside Chris Woods, Danny Bradley. Gentlemen, week 2 is in the books, and let's go ahead and look at week 3. Some interesting matchups. Bradley off tonight. That's why, for all you Bears fans tuning in, we didn't mention them. I told you last week they would not lose, and they didn't let me down. They beat that bye week. Quit shaking your head. Bradley will actually host Hickson here at the Bears Den next Friday night, so that'll be a good game. Walker Valley doesn't get much easier for the Mustangs after traveling down to East Hamilton. Now they got to go all the way out to Ray County, where I have been told it gets pretty cold at night, even if it's not fall or winter yet.
It gets cold at night. The scoreboard unexplainably
weird things happen at Ray County.
And they got some big boys over there too.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a tough one. That's going to be a tough game for Walker Valley.
If you're not here next week, we'll know you got lost in that Bermuda Triangle with the smoke and the mysterious scoreboard. Cleveland will be at Wilson Central, and then Ottawa will host Tyner. So, guys, let's real quick here. Let's go through let's do something new here this week. They are unprepared for this. I'm spraying this on them. Let's go through our picks for next week, if you will. Danny, we're going to start with you. Bradley hosting Hickson. Who do you like?
Bradley, the Bears.
All right.
The Bears.
The Bears. Chris?
Despite Hickson beating Tyner at Tyner tonight, I think Bradley will be too much.
Bradley. I'm going to go with the Bears as well. Walker Valley at Ray County. I don't even think I have to ask you who you're picking in that one, but I will just for fun.
It's going to be a close ball game, but Walker Valley outduels them.
All right. Chris?
Well, I picked Walker Valley to win this week, so maybe I should pick Ray County this week.
No pressure. I'm between you. I can hold them off.
Danny can pay me after the show for saying that, but I'll go ahead and take Ray County, merely for the fact I think it may be kind of like the East Hamilton game. Home team wins.
Yeah, I don't know. As much as I want to pick the Mustangs, I think they may be down just a little bit after a tough loss. I'm going to go with Ray County, too, on that one. Cleveland at Wilson Central. Chris, who you got in that one?
Cleveland. I have Cleveland. I think they're going to carry momentum into this game. Slowly, maybe get some starters back. Cleveland.
I believe Cleveland's back. I think they finally have the right ingredients for the recipe, and the recipe is success. Cleveland pulls out the win.
All right. I'm going to go with the Blue Raiders as well. Just simply for the fact that these two went with it. I don't want to be the only one picking against Cleveland this week. No.
Especially drones flying over your house.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen they've got drones, people. I'm telling you, they're watching us. Ooltewah hosting Tyner.
I'll make it short, Ooltewah.
Ooltewah undefeated regular season.
Yeah, I'm going with the Owls.
Ooltewah undefeated regular season? We're calling it right now?
I don't think there's any question they go undefeated.
11 starters back on defense. They shut down a team tonight that was averaging 45 points a game and beat them 40 to nothing. Yeah,
that's a bold statement. And
write it down. Go ahead. You got your little.
I'm writing it down.
I'm gonna write it down.
Danny undefeated.
Danny, crazy.
Real quick, doesn't get much easier for the Mustangs. We talked about at Ray County, then hosting Bradley, then hosting Polk. Right there, 3 teams that the Mustangs have never beat. I'll add a 4th one onto there because they've never beat Ooltewah.
Well, they beat Ray County before.
Okay, they have beat Ray.
Ray
I thought
County.
you said they hadn't beat.
No, East Hamilton.
Okay, so haven't beat Bradley, haven't beat Polk, haven't beat Ooltewah. Then they go at Cleveland, at McMinn, and hosting
McMinn
Exotic.
County.
So, real quick, that wraps up our high school part of the show. We've started talking a little bit more about college, and as you know, Dr. Wojtek, very good friend of the show. We appreciate his sponsorship and everything he does, and I personally appreciate him sending his son to Pitt and Chad choosing Pitt, and I just want to brag about my Pitt Panthers, baby. 2-0 to start the season. Chris, tell us how Chad's doing.
I'll get into Chad's stats just in a second in the score of the game, but I would like to say that our 3 teams in college are undefeated right now.
There you go.
I don't think it'll be that way next week. I know Pitt already made it through this week, but
for those of you
Ole
wondering,
Miss will
that's
probably
Purdue, Pitt, and Ole Miss.
SEC, Ole Miss at Vandy.
So Pitt won 30-20 on a Friday night NCAA game tonight. Wojtek he was 10 for 20 for 111 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception, and did some damage on the ground too, managing the offense. 6 rushes for 47 yards. Not too shabby.
Pretty good yard per average.
And had a great game last week against Delaware. In fact, blew Delaware out so bad, Chad got to take a little break there in the 4th quarter.
He did. The backup came in the game.
Yeah.
So got some reps.
So that's our college, man. We won't talk any more about the SEC because I know none of you really care about
We'll have
the
more to
SEC.
talk about as college really starts ramping up. And also, when our teams start playing,
I can feel
real teams, but
I can feel the dirty looks from this side of the studio. So I will say that Ole Miss comes to Nashville tomorrow.
Oh, I said yes. They played Vanderbilt,
Yep.
moved up in the rankings, I believe, to 15th. So, and they're playing at Titanville tomorrow afternoon. Started the NFL off this week as well. The Seattle Seahawks in their defense of the Super Bowl title. And tell you what, that was a great game to start off with. Seattle Seahawks hosting the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, it was surprising for me. I thought the Packers, they picked up Julius Peppers in the offseason. I thought that defense would play better. I got what I expected from Seattle's defense. I was just pretty disappointed in the Packers defense.
Yeah, they looked old last night. They looked slow. I thought Russell Wilson, of course, Marshawn Lynch, beast mode, played a great game. So we'll talk about real quick your Lions. Kick off Monday night against the
Monday
Giants.
Night Football.
Giants, baby.
And my Steelers host Johnny Football.
Let's just go over our alliances here too. NFL
Giants.
team.
Giants.
The
New York
Football
Giants.
So prediction here, this will be an easy one. The Lions win by 24 points on Monday Night Football.
These two may not be
24
talking
points.
next week, folks.
Eli
We'll
Manning
see.
throws at least 3 picks. Brian, predictions for the NFL season or NFL week? Week 1.
I hope the
Or is it
Steelers
week
win.
0?
Welcome,
It's
Johnny.
week 1.
Welcome,
Is it
Johnny
week 0?
Football.
Week
to-
zeros.
Hey, I
So-
love the Johnny Manziel commercial, the Snickers.
Yeah.
You have to say, great commercial.
Hey, thank you to all our sponsors at Jacobs and Associates. All of you guys for allowing us to do this show. Thank you to Cleveland, Walker Valley for having us, Bradley for having us every week. Like I said, folks, every week our goal is to get better and talk about more and more kids. That's the whole goal of the show. So I tell you what, gentlemen, week 2 is in the books, and we will see you next week on WTNB Football Friday.
Lots of call-ins next week. Live callers.
Live callers.